Then I get a call from Madelyne, and Madelyne's like, Mom, I feel awful. You've got to come pick me up. I need to go to the doctor. I feel like I have the flu. Good morning and welcome to the JK Today. Yesterday was the day Emily felt great. Like, had energy, not necessarily bouncing off the walls, but had cabin fever. And I was like, girl, you need to go to school tomorrow. Then went to bed last night, fever-free all day. Woke up this morning with 102. Then I get a call from Madelyne, and Madelyne's like, Mom, I feel awful. You've got to come pick me up. I need to go to the doctor. I feel like I have the flu. Well, she didn't have a fever last night. She didn't have a fever this morning. So, I don't know. She's been saying her ear hurts. She has a little congestion. She doesn't have a cough. But she said her ear hurts. It feels all stuffed up. She's been taking the elderberry. I'm like, Madelyne, what am I supposed to do with Emily? I cannot take her back to the doctor. I cannot expose her again. The doctor's gonna be like, so you brought the other one in who has the flu. So Katie was like, I tell you what, she's like, we've all been exposed. There's nothing Emily can bring in that we don't already have. So she's like, drop her off at my house and we'll watch her. I'm like, okay. So I called the doctor. Of course, our doctor isn't there today. We're seeing another doctor, which is fine. I love all the doctors in that practice. But it's always more comforting to have your own doctor that you see, especially the one that saw Emily. But anyway, that's not happening. But the nurse was like, well, what if we just call Madelyne in the Tamiflu so you don't have to bring her in? I said, well, I was like, I need to know if it's positive or not, because if it's not positive, she needs to go back to school for the rest of the week, because being in middle school, you can't miss 3 days of school. I was like, she'll never get all the work made up. So she's like, yeah, that's true. So anyway, long story short, I'm headed to drop Emily off at Katie's, pick up Madelyne at the middle school, and then come back to this side of town and go to the doctor. So, wish us luck. Hi, boogers. How you doing? After you had a decent day yesterday, you woke up feeling like poo again, didn't you? I'm so sorry. And that cough is awful.
You ruined my nap.
I ruined your nap. I did. I had to wake her up. She woke up at 6:30, then literally laid on the floor till Madelyne and Bennett went to school underneath a blanket. And then I was like, come on, Emmy, at like 7:05. I said, let's go get in bed. She fell right back asleep at 7:05, and I just picked her up and put her in the car. Don't try to get up and play with Gaines or anything, okay? And Gaines is actually fever-free today. She has like a 97.9, so she's good. But Brooke still has a 99.5 is what I hear. I just don't even know. That's why I'm like, well, if Brooks has a touch of the flu, Madelyne could too if she's not. I mean, you don't have to have a fever to have the flu, but I don't know. We'll see when we get to the doctor, right, boo? And I'll come back and pick you up as soon as I get done with Madelyne, okay? Okay, round 2. We're at the doctor. She just got swabbed for strep and flu because her throat is hurting really bad, along with her congestion and all that. So, you making it okay? She didn't cry when they went up her nose or in her mouth, but her eyes were watering. Did she give you a tissue?
Yeah, she did.
I found out from Bennett that there's 5 kids absent in his class, one of which is his good friend Joe. He's been on here before. He said Joe has the flu now. So I'm like, oh, good grief. Like, it is awful. It is awful. But I got Emily situated with Katie. She's got them all lined up. She's like, they're just all sitting there, 3 little ducks in a row on their little iPads. I'm like, but we're gonna get through this. We'll let you know what the doctor says. Hopefully it's just a cold for her and it won't turn into anything else and we'll be okay. So, no flu, no strep, but the congestion that she has is working its way to her lungs, and therefore he gave her an antibiotic, an inhaler, and something else. I can't remember. So that's where we stand. He said she was like the 3rd person all week that he sent home without flu or strep. So we're lucky in that sense, but she still feels puny and maybe, hopefully, probably she'll get back to school tomorrow. If not, he said she could definitely go back on Friday. All right, let's check in on the patients. Emmy's had a shower. She's got clean hair. Eating a chicken Lunchable for dinner. Still has a 101 fever. Girl, what are we gonna do with you? Moaning and groaning. This one over here, how you feeling?
Still sick.
She's got a 99 and still feels a little puny. We gotta get these kids better before the weekend now. Come on, Friday night's Mexican night, right? Just kidding. Jay's bringing Madelyne's medicine home. I think I hear him. He must be walking in the door. I'm getting him well, and I'm gonna stay well. Taking my elderberry. Good morning. An update from last night. Madelyne is doing much better. She went to school this morning. She had a thing with the high school. They were walking over to the high school to learn about high school curriculums and class courses and things like that, to prepare them for tonight, which is a meeting, again, a curriculum meeting for high school. So that's kind of exciting. She really didn't want to miss it, and she said she was going to see how she feels, and she would let me know after they returned to the middle school. The doctor did tell her that she could take today off to recuperate, to feel a little bit better, and then she should be strong and ready to go back to school on Friday. Emily this morning is doing great. She's keeping a fever at 99.5. But last night she spiked another 103 in the middle of the night. So I'm still watching her. I gave her Motrin, of course, when that happened, and then it's been over the 6-hour mark since then, and she's still maintaining, you know, it hasn't gotten to 100. So hopefully that was the fever, like, busting through, finishing up its job, and now we're just gradually going to get better. The doctor said as long as she was fever-free for 24 hours, she could return to school. So it's borderline being 9 on 5. Depending on how the afternoon goes, she still is just laying in bed. So I might chalk it up and just let her rest tomorrow, and then she should definitely be ready to go back to school on Monday. But man, I have never seen something this awful and this, like, up and down with fevers. Usually when they get the fevers or they get the flu, it's usually straight out, you know, fevers for, you know, 2 or 3 days, and then gradually they get better. But this has just been, she feels better, she gets a fever. She feels better, she gets a fever. So I don't know. I'm ready to be done with this. The CDC says that if you're exposed to the flu, then if you haven't gotten it within 4 days, or you're not showing signs within 4 days, then 90% chance you will not catch it. So I can't believe, as much as I have been in contact with her, and she's been using my phone, she's been sleeping in my bed, that I have not gotten the flu. So I'm so grateful and so thankful for that. Knock on wood that I'm not gonna be one of that 10% that will still get it, at least from her or whatever. I wanna get out, I wanna go somewhere, but you know, just drive around or something. I kinda got cabin fever. But I told Emily, I was like, Emily, let's just go for a car ride and we'll just drive around. It's a beautiful day outside. The high today, I think, is supposed to be 74 again. We sat outside a little bit this morning. We took the cat out there, we held him. He just snuggled up in our arms, and he's being a little sweet boy. Are you gonna tell him how you feel this morning? How do you feel? Give him a report. You're still coughing, you're still congested. What about your energy? You have energy? Or are you gonna just lay in bed and watch TV all day? Are you trying to sneeze? She has been sneezing her head off today. Yeah, listen to that cough. Not a good cough. Cover that mouth, sister. But yeah, that's so crazy. Like, now all the sneezing's happening, usually that you get at the beginning of the flu. But who knows, right? I said, let's go for a ride in the car. You want to go do that? Just drive around. It's so pretty outside.
Only in Daddy's car.
Well, Daddy's at work. It's 70 degrees. The high is 76 today.
Only if I drive.
If you drive, how are you going to get to drive? There's the remote. Pause it. She's watching Nailed It on TV. What else did you watch this morning? Daddy Daycare?
Yeah.
That is a cute show, isn't it? I remember that movie came out in 2003, I noticed, and I was thinking it was a lot earlier than, I thought it was like a 90s movie.
No way, Jose.
It's a really, really cute movie. If you haven't watched it, it's on Netflix, so go check it out. All right, well, let's go for a car ride, okay? Achoo, I keep interrupting you when you're about to sneeze. All right, well, there you go. She is hopefully on the mend. We'll keep you posted. We'll keep you posted. We love you guys. JK, out.
Not out.
Not out. Why?
Cause
why? You so crazy.